guide, created by Warwickshire County Record Office, is on best practice for safe storage of newly created paper and digital documents. We know that without the support of local communities, we may lose important records of people's lives and events happening during this historical moment caused by Covid-19. In the first half, we look at paper documents. In the second half, at digital records. During this unusual time, people may generate records of memories and activities worth keeping. Example of these could be posters, flyers and pamphlets, for example of new businesses formed as a response to the current crisis, diaries and journals to record our activities and feelings, photographs capturing empty roads or neighbours on their doorsteps, drawings to commemorate the great efforts of nurses and doctors, or newspaper cuttings of daily events. Paper records are generally very resilient. They will last for a long time if we respect simple steps. Correct and careful handling is very important. Handle them with clean and dry hands free from moisturizers. Oils and lotions can stain paper irreversibly. Use both hands when handling and moving documents. When reading a book or a diary, do not open them more than 90 degrees. If you rest a volume on a table, use a cushion to support it. Photographs and drawings should be handled carefully by the edges only. A suitable storage place will extend the life of all documents. A damp environment will encourage mold growth and lead to quick deterioration. Too much light can discolor pigments. Avoid direct sunlight when you display your items. Light damage is cumulative. Before choosing a place of storage, check that readings of temperature and relative humidity are within suggested guidelines. 13 to 20 degrees centigrade for temperature and 45 to 55% for relative humidity. These levels should be as constant as possible. In a home setting, these conditions are generally found in bedrooms, away from radiators and windows. Cellars, basements, roof spaces should be avoided. We recommend buying a simple and inexpensive thermohygrometer to monitor environmental conditions. Once a sound place to store your documents has been identified, the next step is to give them secondary protection. This is primarily to keep dust and insects away. If needed, gently brush documents with soft brushes to remove surface dirt. Do not use cleaning products, as these will damage irreversibly what we try to protect. The clean documents should then be put into archival quality envelopes, folders and boxes. Acid-free or archival quality mean that the material the boxes, folders and envelopes are made from do not contain harmful impurities. Plastic wallets should be avoided as they become sticky and release damages gases. Use clean archival polyester instead. Label carefully and correctly all boxes. This will minimize handling and allow you to find documents easily. Future archivists will also thank you for this. If you search the internet, you will find several trusted companies in the UK where you can purchase archival material. If you need to reproduce your documents, remember that photocopying mechanically damages volumes and affects pigments and inks through exposure to ultraviolet light. Scanning with overhead scanners or digital photography is currently the best option. If there are several copies of a document, select one copy for reproductions. If your documents need conservation treatments, always seek professional advice. Never use glue or self-adhesive tape. Use brass paper clips as they will not rust, and unbleach cotton tape instead of elastic bands. If in doubt, contact us. We offer a Reproductions and Conservation service. Thank you for listening to the first part of this presentation. With your help, important documents will be saved, bright and vibrant for future generations to appreciate. If you need further guidance, remember to email us at recordoffice@warwickshire.gov.uk. Please remember that although we are all still working, we are unable at present to offer the entire range of services.
Digital records might take up less physical storage space, but they also need to be cared for to make sure they're safe and accessible in the future. Some of the risks to digital records include file formats that can't be opened in the future, storage media becoming damaged or corrupt, and files being changed after they've been archived. There are also practical challenges to consider around organising and finding digital files. When you receive digital files, record them just like you would any other collection, but you should also gather information on how the files were created, such as the software and hardware used. Before you add the files to your system, it's best to run a virus scan on them, or even better, quarantine the files for 30 days before scanning them to make sure your virus software can spot even the most recently created virus. As with any archival material, the next step is to document your collection, which is covered in another guide. But when listing digital files, record information such as the file format and file size to help you understand the nature of your collection. As technology evolves, some file formats can become obsolete, and others tie you to a specific piece of software. Make sure the files you collect are in formats you can open now and in the future. Picking formats that are easy to access will make it easier for you and allow others to use your collection too. Check the formats when you're offered the files, and if there are any you don't recognise or that you can't open, try Googling the file extension to find out where it comes from. Software will often allow you to save a file in a different format, so you could ask the donor to see if their software can save to a format that works better for you. The media on which the files are stored can also degrade over time, even to the point at which they become inaccessible. No storage is permanent, so it's good practice to keep multiple copies of your collection and to copy the files to fresh storage devices on a regular basis. You might also wish to ask someone else to hold on to a backup copy. Digital records can often be easily edited, sometimes without leaving an obvious trace. To avoid accidentally changing a file, try to use the original file as little as possible. Make copies of the files if someone wants to see them, so that you can always go back to the original, unaltered version and know that it is a true record. For more advanced digital preservation, you can look into creating checksums to show that a file has not been changed. As digital collections grow, it can become difficult to find what you're looking for. It's good practice to group records together according to when you received them and where they came from. You could keep them on separate hard drives or sticks, or create a filing system with separate folders for each set of records. Give the folders meaningful names to make them easier to find, perhaps including the name of the person or group that created them. If you want to develop your digital preservation process further, the Community Archives and Heritage Group have produced a detailed guide on digital preservation for community archives. We hope you found this guide useful. If you have any questions about safe storage for paper or digital records, or on any of our guides, please don't hesitate to contact the Record Office.